The only way to overcome fear is through faith. See, when you're fearing something, yeah, and you might not realize it, but you'll feel it. You're gonna feel it as doubt, you're gonna feel it as worry, as something that you are not at ease. You're gonna feel like your anxiety, depression, it's gonna make you feel like it's eating you alive. That's what it's gonna make you feel like when it's fear-based. Like your stomach's gonna be sinking, or your heart's gonna be sinking, or your mind's gonna be sinking. When that's when you're basically having or being from a fear-based position, right? And how to overcome that is simply, first of all, you acknowledge it. You acknowledge where you are currently, right? You acknowledge, is your stomach sinking? Is your heart sinking? Is your head sinking, right? And then what you do is you first acknowledge that and you say, hey, I am choosing to believe in something that I don't see, which is the possibilities of it, going wrong, which is fear-based, because even if it goes wrong, guess what? It doesn't matter. When you're committed to something, right? You have faith. You have faith that like, hey, it's gonna go how you want it to go. And if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, oh well, you're just gonna keep going. You're just gonna keep fucking going. Does that make sense? You're just gonna keep fucking going. And so that's how you overcome it. You overcome it just by acknowledging it and then deciding to move and be from faith instead of moving and being from fear. Instead of like, look, for example, when you're having anxiety, depression, and things like that, things like, they're sinking your stomach, sinking your heart, sinking your mind, you're choosing to believe in something that is like you don't see. You're choosing to believe in something you don't see, and it's fear-based. It's fear-based. It's scaring you, eating you alive. Well, you're not really realizing it, but you feel it. You feel like that, and then it shows up in your body as disease. It shows up in your body as you being fat. It shows up in your body as a disease. That's what it shows up at, and then you end up killing yourself. You end up killing yourself because disease turns into disintegration and it turns into decay, right? Only because you chose to believe in something you didn't see, and you chose to believe in fear rather than having a connection with your creator, with your God, and rather than choosing to believe in something that you don't see. But instead of choosing faith, you chose fear, right? And you might not be aware of it. That's why it's like when you don't know that you don't know, there's no arguing. You cannot sit there and argue with me about something that you don't know of. You're like, let's say you're reading a novel or something, reading a book, or you're watching a movie, watching this and that. You're so into it, your friend just walks in the room and is like yelling your name. Hey, Charlie! Hey, Charlie! But you're so fucking in that shit that you're not even aware. Like, you're in the book, whatever, the book you're reading, a novel, whatever it is. You're so in it, so engrossed in it. You're reading, hey, you're in the Amazon jungle, and the tiger comes up and the lions comes up, and you're basically there. You're in Amazon. You're not in that room. And so you don't know what you don't know, and there's no arguing about that. There's no debate about that. But the solution is, instead of believing in something you don't see and it being fear, have faith. Have faith in it. Same, it's just a choice, but you have to first acknowledge it and become aware of it. Now, when you choose to believe in something you don't see and it's faith-based, then you're gonna be at ease. You're gonna be expressing that. You're gonna be expressing that in joy, excitement. You're gonna be expressing that in good feeling. You're gonna be expressing that and just like the positive. This is how you're gonna express it, because anxiety and depression, you don't really express those, you suppress them. And when you suppress those feelings, they show up in your body as disease. But when you're at ease, right? When you're at ease with what you're doing, what you're thinking, and how you're being, when you're at ease, that means you have faith in your God and in creator, and it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, you're not fear-based. It's not the end, right? So that's what you have to do. The way to overcome fear is to first acknowledge it and then decide to believe in something you don't see. And it, instead of it being fear, you choose to believe in something you don't see, and it being faith. Choose to believe in faith. Choose to believe in faith that, like, hey, it's going to work out. It's gonna work out because I'm saying it's gonna work out, because I'm committed. Regardless if it goes the way I want it to go, regardless if the plan goes the way I want it to go, guess what? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep going. Does that make sense? And so that's gonna help you overcome fear. Because a lot of people just get crippled by fear. You know, fear like stops you. But what you have to do is acknowledge that dis-ease in your body. You have to acknowledge the depression, the anxiety, and then you have to take a deep breath and understand, number one, it's because damn near it's like a habit. You are a habitual being. And you're not aware of it. That's why I say you don't know what you don't know. And you might be doing those things. You might be doing something that you don't even know that you're doing it. Because, like, you know, there's 4 steps to learning something. Unconscious, incompetent, unconscious, competent, conscious, competent, unconscious, competent. So when you get to a level of unconscious competent, you're basically not aware, but you know how to do it. And it's that. Well, in this example, it's that you're choosing to believe in something you don't see, and it being fear. You're fear basing it rather than faith basing it and love basing it. You're basing it from fear, and it's gonna die and disintegrate. But base it on fear, base it on love, base it on faith that it's going to work out, it's going to be good. And if it doesn't go the way you planned it, guess what? It's gonna go better than the way you planned it. Does that make sense? So I want to keep the video short. We have Sunday morning, beautiful morning this morning. Woke up so early, and we chose to, you know, show up and decide to feast on the table with the divines and receive the message from above, and then bring it on your table this morning, Sunday morning, by conducting the work below, by letting go of everything. We even let go of ourselves. You know, I might think I'm this body, but I'm not. I am blessed with this body, right? That's why I take care of this body. That's why I choose to realize what I'm doing. Yeah, all that shit is, you know, it's really tempting. Everything is so tempting. Everything is so tempting. The food, entertainment, this and that, it's all tempting. But when you have that connection with your God and your Creator, you understand that you have a duty, you have a responsibility, and it's not about you. And the reason for that is so you can live a beautiful life, full of experience, full of inner peace, full of bliss, by serving other people, right? By showing up for other people, by being that person for other people that you always needed. You always needed that person. First, you wake up so early, you work on yourself, you break yourself apart. Every morning you wake up because, you know, you're peeling yourself off that bed because, you know, that bed is so good, but you peel yourself. I don't know if you guys know, like, astral projection or anything like that, but anyway, you do that. You do that while you're awake. Not to an extent where you think like you're completely away from your body, but it's like this. Let's say you're taking a cold shower. When you jump in the shower, it's like you can literally see your body, but you know, this topic is for more advanced people. But anyways, what it is any type of pain, like when you're working out, when you're lifting heavy weights, and when you're under that squat bar and you know you want to squat that shit, it's almost as if I'm seeing myself squat. I'm not even squatting. And that gives me like way more power. Same thing with when I'm like, you know, dumbbell pressing or whatever it is. I put myself in under pressure, under stress, so I can grow. I can become more. For my body can become more and be more. You know, I am already. I don't need anything. And that's why I give everything away. And like every morning wake up so early. The reason for that is so I can basically give everything away, so I can take my essence back and power back and energy back from things that I've put it in from yesterday. Yesterday you put your energy and power in a lot of things, and so you wake up in the morning and you write down shit that you regretted from yesterday. I spoke to somebody like that. you write that down because you regret that. You know, whatever you release, you're gonna possess. You know, you spoke to somebody in a manner that you didn't want to speak to them, but the only reason you spoke to them like that is because, you know, because those moments of adversity, and it could be as little as you speaking to somebody in a wrong way, but then you realizing it later on. That's a moment of adversity anyways, because like, yo, you should be holding your character, upholding your character, being that person for everybody. And then that's why we're giving it away. We're giving it all away. Why? Because that's the way of living. You gotta have a way of living. That's why you gotta, every single day, no matter what the fucking day is, you gotta wake up early so you can even detach from everything, and realize that like, hey, you literally are creating 24/7. You might not be aware of it. You might not think that. That's why I say you don't know what you don't know, but you're creating 24/7. So let's go.